Hey guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be doing the third update to my Pan That palette, which if you don't know is now my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I've been working on this palette for 1 month and I am really excited to hop right into it. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit like overexposed. This was the time that I could film today, so this is just what we're going with. I am going to really show what this palette was looking like last month. I used this palette 19 times since my last update, and this is what the palette is looking like this month. Going not really shade by shade, but there's not a ton of progress on Tempera. There is definitely a dip happening in the shade Glisten, which was one of my focus shades. Not a huge change in Orange Soda or Rose Pink. Sultry, I'm noticing a little bit of a dip in, but I'm not sure how much of that was like before or what's going on now. Bronze I only used once, Mulberry only used once, Dusty Rose I think I only used once. I don't think I used Fairy at all because I was focusing exclusively on glistening. Burnt Orange, there is a teeny tiny dip forming, just a little teeny tiny bit. So that was my second focus shade for this past month. Sienna and Rustic I dipped into a couple times. I actually started playing with Rustic towards the end of the month with some of my more cool toned looks and I really liked it. So I anticipate not having too much trouble hitting pan on this shade given how easy I find it is to use. Cypress Umber was my third shade that I was focusing on this past month. It's also in my pan, those eyeshadows. So I was trying to reach for it almost every time I reached for this palette, just to also get some progress on it for that other project. And there's definitely a dip forming. I mean, it is looking really good. I anticipate that this will take me 2 to 3 more months to hit pan on, but I'm not mad about that. These two shades I use as a liner. I'm wearing a mixture of both of them as like a smoky liner today. And so I use an itty bitty brush, kind of dip it in there like once or twice and then go in. So I'm not doing anything crazy. I did use this in a halo eye with this silver that's on my lids currently. And that look was in my, all the makeup I used up in 2023 video, which I will link in the cards or down below. And so that I was so happy with how that look turned out, but that's not an everyday look for me, so I don't anticipate me using this up super fast. To reiterate, my goal is to hit pan on every shade in this palette. I'm not trying to use anything up completely. If I do, that's fine, but that's not really what I'm hoping to get out of this. I would like to use everything and make this palette look well loved. So I was thinking about what I want to do for my focus shades for the upcoming month. Cypress Umber is going to be a focus shade whether or not I make it a focus shade in this palette, in this project, you know, because it's in another project right now. So I'll just say that that's one of them because I'm not going to not use it over the next month or two. I am going to say there's another like pinky shimmer, so I don't want to pick Rose Pink, but I'm thinking maybe Sienna. So we'll do Cypress Umber, Sienna, and let's try Bronze, because Bronze is one of the, I feel like, less used shades in this palette, so it would be nice to focus on it. And it looks less gold when I wore it. It turned a little bit more, I guess, like it was more of a wearable gold rather than it looks kind of quite yellow. I think because it's between two pinks, it pulls quite yellow when I'm looking at it in the pan, but then once it's actually on the eye with other warm tones, it really looks very flattering. So I'm going to try and reach for this a couple of times. I want to get some use on sienna if I could start getting a little bit of a dip there. And then of course I'll continue working on Cypress Umber. I anticipate that, like, you know, I'll naturally still be reaching for Glistening and Tempera, which are two kind of like easy shades to use. Although the shade Tempera has a little bit of like shimmer in it, and that makes it less of a wearable like bone shade than what I normally prefer. So it'll be interesting to see how I end up using this, because it's not really something that I would like set an eyeshadow base with, which is or blend out mattes that aren't as blended as I would like them to be. Sometimes it can make everything look quite shimmery. So that is something that I didn't know about this palette until I started really focusing on it. Overall, very happy with my choice. This palette is so beautiful. I am still dealing with a little bit of eye irritation. I think I need to maybe reassess my skincare. I don't know. So I am just going to keep moving along with this palette. I don't think the palette is the cause of it, so I'm just going to keep trekking along, and most of all, try to wear makeup in the month of April, although we're like halfway through April, so like April and May I want to wear more makeup. So that is everything that I have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.